Welcome, G. Today I'm going to talk about the semaphore. Okay, and we are discussing what are the semaphore, when semaphore was introduced in Java, and how we can construct semaphore, what kind of semaphore, what are the different types of semaphores, and what are the different use cases, and in finally we are I'm going to write one example that demonstrate how you are creating a semaphore, what are the kind of different method we have used. So let's start semaphore. So semaphore first that semaphore was introduced in Java from JDK 1.5. And if you're talking about the package name, semaphore come under the java.util.concurrent package. Okay. And if about the talking this, what is the semaphore? Semaphore just like either kind of synchronizers. So this help us to make some synchronous between the threads. So semaphore is the thread synchronization. Okay, and so what basically can you can say achieve, what kind of elements contain semaphore. So semaphore basically have maintained some setups, maintain set of permits. What the permit means? That means let's give we have a let's give we have a, this is the kind of our resources or works. Okay, so let's give we have a create a thread 1, thread 2, thread 4, thread 5, number of threads created. So whenever all threads start, they are going to the access your resources. All threads are get access. But here I want our system want this is the kind of service or task that at a time they can handle only two threads or three threads or four threads or one thread. So here I want to kind of restrictions. You only limited number of threads can access these resources, not all threads in whatever in our system. So this semaphore help us to restrict the number of threads can access your resources. Okay, so here semaphore restrict the number of threads then can access the particular resources. Or you can say a semaphore used to limit the number of concurrent threads accessing the specific resources or a task. So here this is kind of help to make kind of restrictions. All the threads are started. All threads are started, but who who can access these resources? Yeah, what number of threads can get access? So for that, a semaphore maintain kind of permits. Okay, if let's keep two get permit and then two can access these resources, and the rest is the waiting. Okay, whenever this two threads is completed his jobs, then they release the permits, and then again permit come here, and then let's next thread get a chance and again go and access the resources. Okay, so we have discussed in more detail with example. Okay, so if you are talking about the what types of semaphore, so in generally there are four types of semaphore. One is the your binary semaphore, another is your counting semaphore, another is a bounded, and a time basis. Okay, so what do you mean by binary semaphore? Binary semaphore means let's key uh, they have a maintain only kind of permits zero or only one permit. Okay, sign up this is your resources. Okay, okay, let's key they have a thread 1, thread 2, thread 3, thread 4, all are started, but this binary semaphore allow they have only kind of two state, or one can permit access or not access. In this, only one thread get a chance to access the permit and invoke your resources. Let's when they completed, then release the permits. Now permits. Next, any one thread can let this thread get a chance. Then they again going to the work on the resources or particular service call. So this kind of one kind of make a mutual exclusion. This is also known as if any semaphore having only one state, okay, this is known as a mutex as well as, okay. The semaphore sometime known as a mutex, okay, if they have a only one state. And sometimes semaphore known as a counting semaphore because they contain list of permits. They have a contain three permits: permit one, permit two, permit three. So lots of threads have started, but all threads not get. This is the counting semaphore, and they allow this service call or resources access by only one three threads. The first three threads. The only three threads get a chance to work on that. Whenever these three release our permit, next thread get a chance. If let's this release our permits, next get a chance. So here counting semaphore help us to restrict the number of threads can access your resources concurrently. And the two variant also here kind of your bounded and time basis. Okay. Generally, bounded semaphore set some upper bound. Okay. The maximum of four or five threads can allow. Counting semaphore may be one, two, in the more than one threads. Any number of threads can access your critical section. Not any setting the particular upper bound. If you set the particular upper bound, that is known as your bounded context, your bounded semaphore. If you don't set any kind of upper limit, that is your counting one, two, three, four, five. Any number of threads can participate. And sometimes we are also setting our timed semaphore where allow thread to run a particular durations or period of times. Okay, after this period, that that timer will be reset and all threads again permits release and so here this kind of sometime like 5 minute or 10 minute get a chance. After that all the threads release. So this is the very specific somewhere your resources, your service call take a larger times. In those cases we have to apply some kind of a times restriction. All our threads which are accessing our resources that must be released all the permits within the 1 hour or 2 hour, yeah, 5 minute or 6 minute, depend upon the use cases. So same I have discussed whenever your semaphore have only mutex. When semaphore say sometime about some mutex means ki only one have a permits, then that case a semaphore known as a your mutex. So let's think how we are going to write example. Whenever we are going to write example, first we have to construct semaphore. And what are the constructor? They have defined the two overloaded constructor. One, your number of permits. Here you allow, I want to only one thread at a time can access my resources, or I want only three threads access my the particular resources at a times. Okay, so this help us to restrict the number of concurrent threads to access the particular resources. And second parameter with your fairness means ki let's give we have a you have allow five. So is there any order in which order they let's see in the first thread get a permit one, then permit two, permit three, in which is there in any order to execute. So far the so far that make his like a fairness policy. If you set like this is a true or false, so if the value is by default false, no guarantee about the order of threads to acquire the permits. Okay, acquire the permits. If you set a true, that is a guarantee that threads process in first out kind of order. First take a permit, then release first second to. So sometime you want all the threads which are in a waiting state have some kind of a fairness policy. Each threads get a chance. That you have to set your fairness attributes true or false. So that's sometime if you need ordering this first thread execute, then second, then fourth, then third. In those scenario, we have to set your fairness is equal to two. Rest any threads each generally we are writing our codes thread that are independent to each other. So that is the best we can use your without fairness policy. But some business case, some situation you think no, I need some kind of ordering first thread, then second thread, then fourth thread. Then this help us to make a fairness. Okay. So as we discussed, key semaphore maintains set of the permits. Okay, set of permits. Okay, set of permits. Okay. Let's key your multiple threads are started and all are trying to access the particular resources. Okay, particular resources. So before, if we are not using the semaphore, not the semaphore, they are directly go to the access all the threads. But we want to make a restriction at a time only two or three or four threads can access my resources. So we have to put a semaphore. In semaphore, we have allowed a permits. Permit may be one permit, two permit, three permit, four permits. So as per your while the constructing semaphore, you have to specify the permits. But as a threats, ki how to get permits. So they have to invoke the semaphore, provide the some methods. These methods known as a acquire. Whenever you are a thread say ki I am acquiring. So okay, all threads invoke the acquire. But if any permits available, then get acquire. If not permit available, the threads are waiting to unless not released by some permits in the semaphore. So for taking permits, we have to invoke your acquire methods. Let's see after let's see this thread get a T1 get a chance and T1 is done his jobs, then release the permits. So they have used the release method. Sometimes they have a given kind of a try acquire as well. As I want to try first check it's available or not. If you are using the acquire methods, if the permits got available, then go to access the resources. If permits not available, then it's waiting. And sometimes maybe we threads want to check if any permits available, then I am going to do work on these resources. Let's see not available permit, then I don't want to block, I want to do something else. So they use the function like a try acquire. They return kind of a boolean, you are got permit or not got permits. And sometime again here also set the context. Let's key I am going to try permit with the timeouts. Okay, I want to only check if within a 5 minute, yeah, 5 second I am able to acquire the permit or not. Let's set a timeout. So here is the some kind of times key. I don't want to acquire permits and waiting for infinite times. I will just only try to check within 5 minutes. So we have to set kind of our timeouts. Key within this time I want to permits. If not getting the permits within a defined time out, we just leave out. Okay, so that's why the theory. So let's write one example, and that's make more sense and clear understanding how its semaphore work. And also you feel comfortable whenever we are some scenario available where you are going to the restrict the number of threads can access the particular resources, yeah, invoke the particular services. So that help us. So for writing, let's key I'm writing one class like a task that's implement your runnable, and the runnable interface have a defined one abstract method run. You have just override this run, and we need a kind of some attributes like your task name. Okay, and same like your semaphore object. Okay, and let's kind of construct this with true value. So each threads like just first test out key your name, Levi task name, your task plus name, task name. Okay, task name is started. Okay, and you can say task name is completed. So here, this is the resources, all the threads, but might be this call. I don't want all the threads, whichever they started, I run somewhere. So I can want to restrict only limited. So how to restrict? We have to get a permits. So let's say here like semaphore dot acquire. Okay. So here I want to kind of so this is a kind of a throw exception. Sure. And after that, we have to do. Let's here. I in this task, I am just making some loop. I invoke integer I equal to 0, I less than. Let's give 5 times semicolon I plus plus. Here let's key I say. Here I say s out out got permits. Okay. Here got permits plus here name. Okay. And after this permit cards, just here I am going to just print key just like the name plus invoke. Let's invoke some service call. Invoke. Yeah, perform some service call. Performing some business service call. Service call. Okay. And let's key this service call takes some time. So here for simulating, I'm just wait for maybe 1,001 millisecond. Okay, and this will and okay, and let's key this complete. And after that, we are just now let's key our task is completed. Then we have to release our log. Let's have let's key here. I want to invoke a five service call completed. Then I have to release the log. For releasing log, we have to need a kind of a release. So here you say releasing log, release log या permits, permit or log by your task name. So in generally ensure that key release whenever you have a acquire method, we ensure that key the release all also ensure. So we have to make sure this should be in the try block. So and the make kind of finally block. So ensure that this lock is released. number. If you have acquired the lock, you ensure that the lock is your must be released. Okay, so we have to use this the finally block. So here what we do, the just our business logic, we have our business logic. Before business logic, I acquire the acquire the logs and do our jobs. Whenever our jobs completed, just we release the logs. If you want to print also key the number of available permits, let's see here how many number of permits threads have. Semaphore dots available permits. You can check also available permits. Okay, Semaphore. Just check the whatever require release and down release. So this is the now we say our task is completed. This is the so these are the our code. Here we have what we did. We just this is the my business call. This is my critical section. This is my business call. Here I want to invoke some call, but this invoking I want to this is not done by all the threads. Then we acquire the permits, acquire the permit, and after doing this we have to release the permit. We ensure that we have to release the permit in our finally block so that it's not let's this is throw some exception and then you go here and your semaphore doesn't release lock. That is a problematic case. So this is we ensure if you acquire the lock you must to release after completion, maybe successful completion or failure exception. So we have to write this release in the finally block. So let's uh, write the kind of a let's give have a semaphore. Let's key I want to initially one only one threads I want to allow the particular resources, and we have a submit kind of a let's say started a four task four threads, five threads. So let's say I'm using the year fixed kind of executor service equal to executor service dot new thread pool I want to, and just I want to submit three or four jobs, four tasks. So I am to submit four tasks. Let's key execute like a loop into stream dot range. Let's say I want to submit one to five tasks. Okay, one to five tasks, and for each here whatever number come, I want to just your executor service dot submit my runnable my new your task takes the name. Let's see task name comma your semaphore, and this task have a kind of a name maybe task a. Okay, just plus icon. Plus icon. Okay, this is here we have created a task. Here is the task name, just task, then one two three four this way instead of this is just a print task here, task name. Okay, that will help. Then just here, don't this task name is the pass as a runtime argument. Okay, clean. Yes, that's done task. So here we are passing the task one, task two, task multiple task. Okay, I want to submit five threads started. So I am just looping five times and submitted five jobs. And after completion of this is the executor pool, so we have to just wait to ensure that our pools is also shut down. This is the basic be aware whenever you are starting any pool, sure after completion of a job your pool should be shut down. Okay, let's run and then observe the what kind of behavior this program see. So let us run first. Run it. So let's observe the output. What say here? Your task two, one, three. Threes are started, and we have set only one permit. So got permit task two. Task two got a permit, and then task two is performing our business call. Okay, and after that, whenever after that maybe task two is performing, then task two just I'm doing some here some number so that gets help for if here the five calls they are performing some variable I here, task performing यहाँ पे first I. Okay, so that's a distinguish. This is first business service call, and second and fourth means ki one task doing the five calls. Okay, and then run it. Just 1 minute is close it and again run with a different syntax. Okay, and now run it so that key we are distinguish key where is the. So here what, let's first complete the output. Okay, so here our thread 3 started and 3 got a permit. Okay, here we have started thread 1 is started and the thread 1, 2, 3, 4 are started. Here our permits have set only 1 permits. Okay, 4 threads are started. 4, and this is my task which they want to invoke like a 5 call. Okay, 5 service call. So here thread 3 got a permit thread 3. Now none one, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, this is the 4 threads. The 3 get a chance, 3 got a permit, 3 got a permit, and now up available permit 0. Whenever thread 3 started there were 1 permits. Okay, 1 permits. Whenever 1 got the permit 0, and now it's he is going to run your task. And now this is the your thread 3 get a chance, then this is the thread 3 performing. your this is the zero call, one call, two call, three call, four calls, and whenever after that this is the release lock by task 3. Whenever now after completion of T3, they release the locks. They release lock, and after that, whenever they say कि task this is completed, okay, and after that next will got this is the got T1 thread 1 task got the permission. Then this is the T1 perform. After that, they have released the lock. Now task 2 get a chance. Then 2 are going to the performing or business call. So let's say here the also just mention the task. Okay, released permits release. If we now let's key I am setting a permits 2. Then we are saying at a time 2 threads are allowed to access our resources. So let's example कि the semaphore allow कि 2. Okay, here let's we have set permits 2, permit 1 and permit 2. Here the your thread 3 started, 4 started, 2 started, 1 started. All threads are started with the permit 2. But here is the thread task 3, thread 3, task 3 got the permit. Okay, and task 4. Two third here they started 1, 2, 3, 4 started. In between the 4, 3 and 4, 3 and 4 got a permit, got permit, got permit. Now these two are going to work on your uh, service call, 5 service call. So here are noting notice that key 4 3 4 3 4 are both are accessing this business call simultaneously. That these two threads are permits allow only 2 threads can access. Rest 1 2 are still waiting. They are not going to execute this our service, this our resource access. So let's after that keep this after completion of all business calls they have a 0 1 2 3 4 all fours are come by the thread 3 as well as thread 4. Both threads completed his jobs, then they release 3 release 4 release. After that here got permit, second thread got a permit, and also one one out, one and two are got permit. Down after that one and two are going to perform our logic. So here permits ensure that key we have started 4 threads, okay, but only 2 have a permit. The 2 are allowed to access our resources. Okay, if let's key I change the permit to 3. Here I 3, and I just and after that you run it. So here now your semaphore allow 3 uh, threads perform simultaneously. So here are notice here we have a set permit of 3, 1 2 3 permits, and we have started our 4 threads 1 2 3 4 thread is started 1 2 3 4, but only 3 got permits, 3 4 3 got permits, 4 got a permits and 2 got a permits. One is not permitting. So 3, 2, 3, 4 here. 2, 3, 4 are doing his jobs. 2, 3, 4 are doing his job. 2, 4, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2, 4, 3 are doing job. Whenever all completes, here 3 threads allow to work on our business call. And after these 3 release, let's hear 3 release, then another get a chance. Okay, these are lock release. And if you go here again, uh, these 3 threads also 2 3 completed, and your permit got by your thread 1. Now thread 1 only one thread remaining. The one threads are invoke our service call. Whenever, let's here again, understood. We have a 3 permit, 1, 2 and 3. First 3 are get a chance, 3 done, 3 done. After they release the locks, we have a 3. Now after that, this is the thread 1 got a chance, thread 1 get a chance, then they have used only your T1 and they are performing the business calls, but here it is available permits still 2. Total permits are 3. In 3, only one task, only one thread is running, only one is running, 2 is still available. If some more 2 threads come, can join as well. So in this way, our semaphore is ensure that uh, whenever your resources, your service call have some restriction. You have created lots of threads, but lots of threads are not directly invoking this your resource call. But semaphore allow if 2 permits, the only 2 threads can access your business call. Rest all are in waiting state. Whenever they to release the lock, to release lock, next to get a chance. So this is the kind of uh, example you can think from code perspective. So it's easy. Just your task, okay, have a kind of one a semaphore object, and this is the your critical business logic. You want this code is executed by only one thread at a time. You just set permits 1. If you want this kind of code is simultaneously accessed by the 2 threads, you have to just set your permits 2. The semaphore allow only 2 threads simultaneously work on this portion. If you want to only 3 threads are concurrently access my this code, then you have to set permit 3, and now 3 threads simultaneously working on this part. So this permits, number of permits available depend upon this code. So after this, let's see, this is our business logic completed. Then you must ensure you release the permit so that ki, next all threads, all started threads are just waiting here. In case of 4 threads are started and waiting here to getting your uh, permits. Which thread get a permits going inside and they are invoking the business call in the loop. And after that, when they release the waiting threads are get again permits and going to work on that. So code perspectives, very simple way. Just you have to ensure which code you want to restrict the number of threads. Before that, you just invoke the acquire methods. After completion, you just invoke release methods, and the rest of is done by your semaphore itself. And for invocation, any threads here we have a 5 threads started, 1 to 5, and all are working. So, in short, semaphore is a kind of see additional benefits to controls controls your service call, any business call, any database call with a number of uh, actives, yeah, number of threads that have capable to handle. Let's this our database calls only at a time handle the three query or three calls. They have to apply a semaphore. Yeah, let's give what you are going to invoke a particular web service call. That service call only at a time proper response come for the two microservices or three calls. So semaphore only allow those set of calls to hear. And this is the here are kind of controlling mechanism. And so this is the final call here. Say we have created lots of threads, but lots of threads are not going to your access. This is the critical resource. You want only one thread, just set your semaphore equal to 1. They are allow only one thread can access these resources. If you want to no, I want to at a time 3, so here 3 simultaneously thread can access on your these resources. And whenever 3 ensure that you acquire the locks, then you have to release as well as. So hope it's useful for you. And my just only suggestion, you just do some your own exercise, and after that you feel comfort how we can use semaphore whenever you are doing your actual application real on you are working a real product, and you think here we want to some kind of restrictions, this our maybe service very slow response. So instead of invoking all the threads, we have to make some restrictions, number of permits, number of threads, how many number of concurrent threads can call the particular methods, call the particular service. So at that place you can use this semaphore. Okay. So that's complete from my side, and here I am say just thank you for watching this video.